What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crown Cinema Podcast. In this episode, we are breaking down
and literally just watched
Apocalypto.
Damn.
Brutal.
Yeah. Damn. Mel Gibson. Just another movie to watch with the family.
Yeah, great family flick.
Yep. Bring everybody around. Have a nice little fire on the side. You can roast some marshmallows, eat some s'mores. No, this is as brutal as it gets.
Yeah, dude. I mean, just talking about the family parts, the breakup of the family of the tribe is just so brutal. Because like the opening scene, they give you because they take you into a world where you're not familiar with it. It's obviously they're hunting in the jungle, so you can't relate to that lifestyle. They're tribes in the jungle.
Yeah, not in the way that they're hunting.
No,
they are. No shoes, barely any clothes on, like just surrounded by forest. It seems like there's no sign of real civilization going on.
Yeah, and so they bring you into this new world. They're speaking a different language. They're hunting this hog. They obviously have control over the forest because they have these traps, and they're expertly guiding this pig into their genius trap they configured. But as the scene goes on, they let you into the world and realize you can't relate to these people. Then they get you where they're making fun of the...
Yeah, they're pulling practical pranks.
Yeah, they're just joking with each other, making them eat the balls, which is funny. So now you're like, you immediately then relate to the people. So then it makes everything else that happens to them so much more brutal because you can actually see yourself, damn, what if I was born and raised and lived in a tribe like this that got destroyed by a Mayan civilization?
Yeah.
I mean, holy fuck.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's just... That one killed me. This was my second time watching this movie. I just watched it for the first time a few days ago leading up to this.
What was that first watch like?
That first watch was, I don't know. It's kind of just, it's going to be disastrous. One, because I've just heard a little bit about this movie. But two, it's because it's directed by Mel Gibson. So I know it's just going to be brutal.
And three, it's called Apocalypto.
Yeah. So I just know that we're in for a rough ride.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that second watch was honestly way tougher.
Why?
Because I knew what was coming, and I knew that it was going to happen somewhat quickly. Like I was just trying to cling on to the piece that was like the first 15 or 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I guess I'm kind of laughing harder. Because I don't know, I'm just appreciating the moment more.
Yeah.
I'm appreciating Blunted, the big character that everybody loves to mess with, but you can tell that they actually love him.
Yeah.
And that he's a huge centerpiece for this village.
That's what they do such good with his characters because obviously, like, just as humans and as friends, there's always one friend you generally make fun of the most. That's just how it goes. But usually that friend's a good sport about it and they'll joke back. And so they avoid the fault of having us think that the tribes are bullying him because he's a good sport. He laughs about it. He's like, this is funny. Okay, ha ha, good joke. Y'all got me. So like, it's not bullying.
Well, yeah, because you're messing with the big bear that chooses to be a teddy bear, but everybody knows deep down like this guy could kill everybody in the village.
You watched him when they attacked. He went to work and he picked up one of those dudes and fucking threw him against a tree and broke his back.
Just truly cracking skulls. So I mean, it kills me because God, his acting too. I mean, I think that's the best acting, in my opinion, that I see in this movie is whenever he's tied up and I think it's his wife and they're taking her away and it's about to get very, very bad.
Yeah.
And he is just screaming, but you see like just the spit flying out of his mouth. His eyes are just bloodshot with tears.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn. No, like what happened?
Because
we were doing good.
It hurts so much more because you've seen him kind of always take the blunt of the jokes, blunted. He gets the blunt of the jokes all the time. So he's always kind of losing, and then you watch him lose in the most ultimate way, to where just as a man, you have to watch your wife get taken by men, and they're about to do some horrible things to her, violate her, and you can't do anything about it. You're stuck there and you're just forced to watch it happen. Like watching that and just thinking about if you were in those shoes, it just makes you sick to your stomach.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole raid in the beginning makes you sick to your stomach. Just seeing, I mean, because
you see a grown man take a baby out of his mother's arms
and dangle and not be gentle.
Yeah. And he's just like slinging him around, and then it's a trap. He pretty much has the mother get onto him, and then they get her.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, ruthless. Are you talking about, I don't know, Mayans are known as, this advanced society.
Yeah.
And it's just like, not as advanced as us, because I'm just thinking at in the beginning when they're after the hunt and then they see this other passing by village, all of that could be very much avoided with an iPhone, with a text message. It's like, hey, dude, we just, we're going on this hunt and just wanting to see if you'd want to stop by. If you got any fish, we could like trade you some meat. I mean, just let me know. Send. And then immediately get a text message back that says, don't do that.
Run.
Go back to your village and just no.
Prepare for war.
Yeah, we all need to leave. That was the part that on the second watch, I was like, I was kind of saying something. I was like, man, I wish he would just say, hey, hold on, before you leave and we part ways.
Jaguar Paw?
Yeah. I would like for you to explain to me everything that you just said.
Yeah.
Who ravaged your village? Why is that woman bleeding? It looks like she might not make it.
Yeah.
Why are we just going to act like this is normal? Because clearly it's not. I mean,
Yeah.
Things are bad.
We've never seen you before. How far did you travel?
So shut up. Hey, don't turn your back on me. What are you talking about?
Why do we speak the same language?
And so, yeah, that part kind of killed me on the second one. And then he brings it up to his dad. He was like, we need to figure out what's going on. And his dad just, no, we don't want to worry anybody.
Yeah.
We don't want to freak anybody out. I was like, well, sometimes that's okay to be a little freaked out.
Yeah.
Sometimes life isn't just pulling pranks on Blunted because he can't get his wife pregnant,
But the reason why Jaguar Paw ends up winning and why he succeeds through is because he does conquer his fear. That's like the one thing that paralyzes you. Because I think the issue with the Mayan culture is that in the movie they're depicted as very fearful. All the people down below are like scared because the gods are cursing their crops.
Yeah.
It's not because they're overcropping and they're just destroying their land and they're raping the land and the earth of its nutrients. That's not why. It's because the gods are cursing them, right?
Yeah.
So they're all fearful of like what's happening. Like no way our giant civilization can fall. It's got to be because our land is cursed and we need the gods to save us. So they're fearful. What he says, the dad of Jaguar Paw, I think his name is Flint Sky, he tells him fear can creep into your soul. And he basically says, I don't, he doesn't say this verbatim, but he basically says like it corrupts your soul if you could let fear come into you.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the Mayans obviously are very corrupted by just sacrificing people thinking that it's going to do anything. But really the people that are sacrificing on the very top are just these prideful people that just want to show the flash and they think they have the power and the blessing of God by sacrificing these people. But really it's all based on fear and then their own pride over being the rulers of the land versus respecting nature like Jaguar Paws clan does. They all respect and use nature. They don't really take it or scavenge it. They just stay true to who they are. They're not fearful of what might come. They're just going to live in the day that they are in right now and be grateful for the gifts that nature and the jungle and the forest gives them.
Yeah. Well, it goes, I mean, the message of this movie is pretty clear to me. Just society gets so advanced that they stop being thankful for kind of the simplicities. And then they make things way too overcomplicated. And it goes back to the story that the old man at the fire tells before they go to sleep and wake up to a nightmare. It's about like the man that wishes for everything and he gets everything he wishes for.
Yep.
He knows he knows too much. He's too strong, blah, blah, blah. And then the deer says, oh, he has everything he needs. He'll be happy. And then the owl says, no, now he knows everything. And like, he's just going to be just kind of forever hungry.
Yeah. He wants.
Yeah. He's always just going to want more and more and more. And it's just a reflection on to where their overall society has become. I mean, these people, they probably leading up to this point, they did have it all. They had all these crops growing and, they had just a big bundle of society.
The Mayan culture?
Yeah. Like where the pyramids are, where we see that it's obviously dying now.
Yep.
And, and it's like they get bored almost. They're like, we have so much is so plentiful. Like, let's start sacrificing people because we're bored and we need entertainment. And I don't think alcohol is really around at this point.
Yeah.
So this is the next best thing.
Yeah, I think Europeans brought alcohol to the Native Americans.
I'm sure they had drugs, but I'm sure the drugs didn't help with the human sacrifice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously the dude that was like the spiritual guide at the temple was obviously tweaking on something.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
and especially now that we know where Mel Gibson stands when it comes to Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's clear what kind of message that he is sending.
Yeah. Well, because to mention on Rogan's podcast, Rogan talked about Apocalypto because he said it was his favorite movie of his. And Mel Gibson was saying that he wrote it as like a kind of representation of what today is. Like today's culture.
No doubt.
Because he was talking about with human sacrifices, like we still sacrifice humans today.
Yeah.
We send people off to war. That doesn't matter.
What does he say? Love the warrior, hate the war.
Yeah.
I love that quote.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's so clear. And yeah, I mean, there's some cities in this country that could do well to watch this movie and maybe learn a thing or two, about crops going bad, poop all over the street.
Yeah.
Not one to name any cities in particular, but it's probably that one city that Mel Gibson really knows really well.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's Apocalypto. Clearly, it's about the end of civilization. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, because it says it in the at the quote at the beginning. I forget what it says, but it's like before civilization ends or is attacked or something. We should probably look this up.
All right.
But it's like, it's because it happens on the inside.
It says, a great civilization is not conquered from without until it has destroyed itself within.
Yeah.
And yeah, because the Mayan culture clearly is destroying itself from within. And it's kind of sad because this, the end of the world, the end of civilization, because the Mayans are clearly killing themselves. But Jaguar Paw at the very end, his wife asked him when they see the ships, it's like, she's kind of interesting. She says, what are they? Not who are they? What is that? Because they can't even fathom these giant ships. They've never seen it before. They're in the forest. Like, they're
that's
like,
a UFO.
What are they? And he said they bring men. And then he's like, should we go with them? He's like, no, we should go back to the forest, back where we belong.
Yeah,
we
know the forest.
We don't need more. We don't need this new civilization to bring us in. Like, let's go back to the forest and find a new beginning where we can just start over in the forest, not with this new civilization. Because we've clearly seen what happens when civilization gets built. It gets fucking corrupted and really bad. Because we just saw the Mayans. I almost got my heart ripped out on a fucking, whatever that was called, a pedestal or whatever.
Yeah. Would you rather be the first person to get sacrificed or be the second one? Would you rather go into it without knowing?
That's a good question.
I was thinking about that.
Well, first of all, if I did get selected, I would fight way harder than they fought with because I already know I'm going to die. So probably second, so I can see what happens. So then when they do take me, I can be prepared and knowing when they grab me, what they're going to do, so I can fucking,
I know.
Because I know I'm going to get killed. So I'm like, let's fucking go out with a bang. I'm not going to let them take my heart out.
Yeah, so I do get that. Like the whole going out with a bang. But it does kind of get to the point where it's like, there's no point. I'm so clearly dead. I am in the middle of a city that is ready to watch me die.
Yeah.
Even if I do put up a fight, if I run down these stairs, like everybody in that crowd wants to see me get killed right now. Like, I'm so fucking fucked.
Yeah.
And dude, oh my God, you talk about just kind of that Mel Gibson, you sick fuck. This guy is good, but kind of for all the wrong reasons, because that second guy that gets sacrificed, Mel Gibson pretty much gives you like the POV of what it looks like to be sacrificed with his camera angles.
Right.
And oh my God, bro. Literally, like, from looking, where the character's head is positioned and he's like facing upside down. So he sees the emperor.
Yep.
And then he sees the little kid, like the fat little boy.
Yep.
But then like you see him look up and the guy like, oh, it's crazy.
And then when his head gets chopped off, you even see that point of view where the camera's shaking around where his head's dangling.
Dude, because I've kind of thought about that before. if you were to be decapitated? Like, how long do you really have until the lights really go out?
There's got to be like a short amount of time.
Right? Like, kind of like that.
Because the blood's still pumping, so it's going to flow for like a second and before it dies off.
Yeah.
And your brain is the most important part that controls your body, so that's still there intact. So yeah, I do wonder how long you'd be conscious for.
Well, especially in the way, in this movie, because I don't really know how historically accurate this movie is. I read something, but you never know. But I read something that said that with these types of things, like with these sacrifices in the Mayan culture, like there was, I guess at one point, there was one guy that they tortured for like 9 years.
Jesus Christ.
But what do you really know? But then you also know like what the Native Americans were capable of.
Yeah, like the Comanches.
The Comanches, like they could torture you for like 2 weeks. They could let you just live for that long.
Yeah.
Just with your insides out. Anyways, what were we talking about?
This how brutal a sacrifice would be.
Yeah, no. So he takes your heart out. So then you just got to sit there and watch him with your heart
as you're just fading into darkness.
Yeah, but he's looking at you, so you have like a little bit of time.
So he's probably not conscious when he gets his head chopped off, because I think he's dead by the time that heart comes out.
No, I mean, is it? I don't know.
That's what pumps the blood through your body. So like there's nothing operating to get the blood flowing. So now you're like losing it. And then by the time
But how quickly do you lose it? Like, do you have time to sit there and be like, holy shit, like this is crazy. Like my heart is not pumping anymore. Like I can feel my body failing right now.
If the heart stops beating and blood flow ceases, a person can die within minutes. Severe brain damage is possible.
Minutes.
Okay.
Because you got so much blood in you. So that's why, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Mel Gibson, scary man.
Few minutes.
Yeah. So you can hypothetically, well, not even hypothetically, this has happened to people.
Yeah. I love that scene because going off the pride deal with the Mayans obviously being very prideful. It's so truthful in the way they depict the guy that's screaming to the crowd, and it's like, the one that's air quote connected to God.
Yeah.
Because as he's preaching it, the people that come to that position in that time are probably just psychopaths. If they're willing to just sacrifice and kill humans like that without even any worry, they're probably psychopaths. And so psychopaths want the power and they just enjoy that. And so when you watch him confessing the fears to the crowd, you kind of watch him almost when he kind of turns, he kind of smiles.
Yeah.
Because he loves the crowd chanting to him because he holds the attention of this sea of people. So you just see that pridefulness, and you can just see how truthful that character is, because if that were a real person, they probably would be that person where they enjoy the sort of fame of being at the top. And obviously they are super prideful because they wear this insanely done mask and feathers, and wardrobe is insane. Yeah. So they're clearly showing off how prideful they are and how air quote important they are, because that's how they feel and that's where they have risen to.
Yeah. It's so messed up that the eclipse happens and he plays it off and he's so hyped because that's how he convinces the crowd that all these sacrifices are a really good thing.
Yeah.
Is because all these people are quote unquote volunteering. They didn't go and destroy villages and like these are prisoners.
They're saying thank you for this sacrifice. We appreciate it.
Yeah, they're saying, yeah. And so whenever the eclipse happens, he's like, okay, wait, the gods are happy. So we're actually going to let them, they don't need to be sacrificed. It's all good. And then, what's the main villain's name?
I don't know. I in my notes, I wrote him as evil tribe leader.
Wait, go back. He's Zero Wolf.
What a badass name.
Yeah.
Zero Wolf.
So
Zero Wolf.
Yeah.
That's like a gamer tag.
Yeah. Zero Wolf sees the eclipse. First off, crazy. Nobody's seen that.
Yeah. I mean, you do think it's God.
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit, this was real.
Yeah. And so he just looks and, okay, well, what do I do now? We've never gotten this far. We've never been in this position.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even think twice. He says, dispose of them.
Yeah.
Throw them away. You know where the dead bodies are. Like, go slaughter these people and just dump them.
I want to get to that scene. I want to hear what you do if you were in the disposal area. But before that, let's say on the Mayans, it's really cool watching the Mayan and them enter the Mayan city, because you kind of see all the problems with their society. When they first walk in, it's they walk through and the tree falls. This giant, massive tree that would probably, if you were in the tribe of Jaguar Paw, you would be grateful for this giant tree and respect it, because it's the forest. This is like the forest gives. At one point, Flint's guy tells the scared tribe when they're walking in, when they bring that fish, he's like, "Good catch." He's like, "Yeah, good waters are over here." He's like, "Yes, the forest gives us a lot." Something like that. Yeah. And so, they respect the forest. And so when you walk in and see them go to the Mayan temple, you see the Mayan city, you see them just scavenging the land. They literally just are chopping down a giant tree, almost kills them. So it's like, dude, you're like destroying the earth and you're almost hurting yourself by doing that. You're not being careful. And then they walk further, you see that people are starving and sick, and they're being neglected. The society isn't helping out the people that it's supposed to be helping. And then they walk through like this quarry where they're mining the white limestone, I guess it is, or whatever the rock was. And that scene's cool because it's like they're taking all the color from the earth, and they're also raping and taking from the earth so much so that it's hurting them. Yeah. Like usually the earth is supposed to provide and not hurt you. It's supposed to be, that's where you get nutrients from. But they've just scavenged it so much that the air is so fine that they're breathing it in. You see them coughing up blood, and like it's making them sick by how much they're destroying the earth. So the earth's like almost giving it back to them.
No, it depicts like the perfect image of what a dystopian society looks like. In which case, you're in a city full of, in this case, like hundreds of thousands of people, but every single one of them is walking alone. There's nobody helping each other at all.
It's not a tribe.
Not at all. You're just surrounded by people you don't know, and you thought this was all going to work out perfectly. You know, you thought, if we get everybody in one location, it really is one of the dumbest things. Like when you put it on paper like that, it's like, well, if we get all of our people and we put them all in the same area on top of each other, that should work out. Wrong. Stick to your little tribe. Mind your business.
Yeah. Don't be greedy. Don't be prideful of the land. Respect what it gives. It's kind of funny. We watched, I was sick during the week couple weeks ago, and we watched The Revenant. Brutal movie. So you're like, damn, I'm a pussy. And then you were sick this week, and we watched Apocalypto. And you're like, damn, I'm a pussy.
Yeah. I'm pretty much sick right now.
Yeah. Got the tissues on deck.
Yeah.
But you cost me a lot of post-production cutting out your coughs.
But this movie inspired me. I'm not that sick.
Go run a marathon.
I could if I had to.
Jaguar Paw ran for pretty much 24 hours, damn near.
Yeah. He had 2 arrows sticking through his body by the end of it.
I love how it shows just how
been knocked in the head.
Yeah. There's a cool, like Jaguar Paw is such a good character because he's so resilient. Yeah. You see it as he's getting brought up to the Mayan temple. You just see how resilient he is by whenever his friend behind him that's dying can't stand up because he's losing the life. There's no more life in him. But Jaguar Paw is always just trying to help him up. Like at all points, every single time, like in the scene, whenever you watch his buddy trying to stand up, whenever he does stand up, you notice it's Jaguar Paw lifting him up. And that's when he's like, fucker, and like hits him again with the stick. And then whenever the guy falls off the cliff, Jaguar Paw is fighting with every bone in his body to get up, and they successfully, avoid falling off the cliff because Jaguar Paw is so resilient, and he immediately latches onto a root. They all do it, and they're able to get themselves up.
Yeah, and blunted. Like he's the one leading that regime.
Yeah,
he's
perfect guy. He's the anchor in the tug of war match.
That's right. That's right. And then they win for nothing.
But so he's so resilient. So like the whole movie, you're just waiting for him to finally get free because he's capable of giving the revenge to these people. Because you just see him always being able to withstand what they put him through, even though it's the worst things possible. And so you just trust that you're like, I cannot wait for him to break through because I know he's going to fuck shit up once he does. So whenever he's running through the forest, hurt with just got a spear through his side, and then he eventually gets an arrow in his chest. But as he's like almost done, like he's so tired, he falls against a tree. He's like, fuck, can I please break? And then he sees the fire right behind him. He just like gets a new spark of life and like gets up. So like it just shows you how much Jaguar Paw, the character is able to show you just how much the human body can actually push.
Yeah.
Because that's true. Like I think as David Goggins and a lot of Navy SEALs talk about, whenever you're done, beat ass tired, you can't move on. You have like 60% of the tank left. Like you think you can't go, but you can go for a lot longer.
Yeah.
So you just see that through Jaguar Paw of how he's willing just to fucking get after it, despite bleeding out.
Yeah.
In so much pain. I mean, if you got loved ones, you got to come back. You promised.
That's the other thing. I think that chase just kind of reminds him he's not even necessarily running away from them. He's supposed to be running to his wife and kids.
Yeah. See,
so like whenever the fire, like whenever he hears that, it's not a reminder that he's running to survive. It's running to save.
Right. So that kind of goes into the theme of like the fear part, because Jaguar Paws, at some points he's running away from fear.
Yeah.
But what he's really doing, he's not running away, he's running to.
Yeah.
Like just like you were saying. It's like that goes into fear. He's not running because of fear. And probably, you could probably say the evil tribe that's chasing him, they're not really chasing him out of fear, but they're definitely chasing him out of anger, which is probably derived from fear somewhere. So like if anger is close enough to fear to where you can see why they lose, because they're chasing for like this emotion where they should just let go and be free, be still, like Flint Sky tells Jaguar Paw, but they're not. Yeah, they won't.
Because you really can't tell what their agenda is. I mean, I guess like they probably get taken care of by the higher ups in that high Mayan society.
Yeah,
but like they know what it is. So I mean, I guess they are being paid off somewhat well. As well as you can be paid off.
They also kind of fall into the sins of the Mayans by being prideful, because a few of them die because they're the chief of that tribe is too prideful to where he's like, no, we're not going to walk around. We jump in the water, so we're going to do the same thing and show them that we're not weak.
Yeah.
So he's not smart. He leads them on pride of like, we have to get this guy. He killed my son. Let's go and seek our revenge when you don't really have to. You've done way worse to that tribe. Killing your son. If you were Vito Corleone, you'd be like, I just want peace.
Yeah.
But
Vito's everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude, that Zero Wolf, man, I kind of liked him at the beginning. I knew that he was a bad dude.
Yeah.
But I was kind of hoping that part of him had honor.
Like you think he'd have a redemption arc?
I kind of did.
I mean, because the son moment, when he's with his son, you're kind of like, that's a nice little human moment.
Yeah, so I mean, that's definitely not done on accident. They're kind of showing, and like, he is getting on to, who's that piece of shit? Middle Eye?
Middle Eye, that's like him.
Is that him?
Yeah.
So he's getting on to Middle Eye, but he's also not. Because I think the whole point is they go into these villages and they take all the strong young men that they can find, because that's like the ideal sacrifice to the gods, or at least that's what people want to see.
Yeah.
They want to see like a young, fit, strong man that was chosen, or at least was, even if he did volunteer, he was still like selected. They were like, yes, you will do just fine for the gods.
Which is cool, because that's true, because Jaguar Paw is clearly the leader of the tribe, but it's cool seeing him because he's young. His father's not leading the tribe anymore, because Jaguar Paw is the most capable right now. So everybody trusts him to be the leader. Despite his father being the one that knows more and has more wisdom, he lets his son lead because he's earned that spot. And he's kind of like the Dune,
Lisa Nakaib?
Yeah, what's the Fremen?
Yeah.
Like the Fremen, like the strongest lead.
Yeah.
And then, so you can keep going. That's like a parallel.
Yeah. But anyway, so I see Zero Wolf like stop Middle Eye from killing Jaguar Paw. And I just remember that split second, I was like, mercy? Oh, no, prisoner. And that's got to be way worse.
Yep.
But then I also think whenever Middle Eye lets that dude fly off the cliff, and I'm thinking he's about to discipline him, Zero Wolf is, to Middle Eye, but he's just annoyed. Like, there's not really any honor.
Well, honestly, if you see that scene, let's go to it, because it's cool here, because there's not like a disciplining here, but he is the chief. And if you think about strong tribe, he's basically saying, when he gets up to him, let's just go to it. So he's like, shall we now do what you want? That's what he tells him. He's kind of looking at him like, oh, fuck. Let us try that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they turn.
You know how the game goes.
He pulls out his knife. He's like, do you want to challenge me for the title?
You got to beat me.
But watch Middle Eye's face, because he's almost in the scene. He probably thinks he could be the chief. He knows this guy is strong. He does respect his strength, but he is the personality of wanting to lead and thinks he's the strongest one and wants to probably fight him. And he probably would challenge him. You can see in his eyes, and when he's looking at him, there's a glimmer of like, I probably could take you. He's like, should I take you? I could be the chief right now. You can see it in his eyes as he's going. Everybody's staring off like, oh, fuck, is this about to happen? See, his finger kind of flinches on his weapon. He's staring at the knife. He's almost hopeful. He's like, oh, damn, could this be it? The chief says, don't let any others go. So he almost like doesn't even let him have the decision. He's like, if you're not going to do it now, then you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So you're clearly not the one that's fit. If I was in your shoes, I would have killed you already.
Yeah.
And so you see in his face that he does want to be the chief, because he has this like look of like, whatever. I could have taken you.
Yeah.
So like that little challenge there of him thinking that he probably could take him. So like it's just cool dynamics of the hierarchy of the tribe, seeing the conflict within.
It's just, with Zero Wolf, like, I thought the story was going to give him some type of redemption. And I thought it was going to happen after the eclipse. I thought when he saw that and saw how everything was handled afterwards, and they were just like, dispose of him.
Yeah.
Maybe the reason, and I'm just guessing here, I was thinking that up until that moment, he believed in what he was doing. He thought, okay, we need sacrifices for our society to prosper and move forward into the future. And we're running out of volunteers. So now we got to go get some. And while that might not be the best way to go about it, it's the only way to go about it.
Yeah.
And so after the eclipse happens and the guy says, just throw them away with the rest of the dead bodies, I was really hoping that he was going to let him go. Obviously, couldn't have been more wrong.
Because you have a glimpse of there is a possibility of freedom for the characters, because you see Blunted's wife's mother,
she's
his mother-in-law. She's let go.
Yeah, just back into society.
Kind of like in a super disrespectful way, because nobody can find any use out of her and thinks she's just worthless. So she ends up getting her freedom by being worthless.
Yeah.
And but going into the Mayan city, you're like, okay, they're not going to just kill them all. There's a possibility of them getting their freedom.
Yeah.
So whenever that eclipse happens, you could be like, okay, now is this like their chance to freedom?
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to?
He could have just said, go to your forest and don't come back. And I bet you all of those guys would have been like, yeah, dude, we're getting the fuck out of here.
And we're moving 50 miles
Trust
away.
me, you will never see us again.
Yeah.
And so I thought that's what was going to happen. I was so wrong. His son gets killed, which I was pretty happy to see that.
That's a cool scene, because when you watch the son get killed, whenever Jaguar Paw does stab him in the neck, there's this cool shot that I'll just describe it. He gets killed and he stands up, and they're not really sure if he got killed or not or what happened.
They're
it looks
still
like
laughing.
He's fine. Yeah. They're kind of like, it looks kind of odd. So they're staring at him. But then he walks over to the other side of the field where Blunted is, who's dead.
Yeah.
So like you watch him where Jaguar. So like think about the sides. Jaguar Paw's side is life. Blunted side's death. And so you watch him get up from the life side and like walk over the death side and fall over. It's like a cool, just confirming visually that yes, he's dead.
Yeah.
He walked over to where the dead bodies are.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So he dies. And then I don't know. I thought there was going to be some kind of understanding. I don't know why I'm thinking that there's any redemption at this point.
We're talking about not ancient, but brutal civilizations.
Yeah. And so I'm just thinking, well, he lost his dad, Jaguar Paw, in a pretty brutal fashion, and his village.
Yep.
And, probably his wife and kid.
Yep.
So you lost your son. That's fair game. All is fair in love and war.
Yep.
Wrong. Zero Wolf just go get him. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna do everything we can to kill him. I'm gonna peel his skin off and have him watch me wear it. When he said that line, I was like, oh, he was a psychopath all along.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is not in this for honor or
No shot.
gods or anything. He likes killing.
Yeah.
And then you think back to where he gives his son the knife. He was like, it's taken many lives.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this dude loves killing.
Yeah. A lot of
A
killing.
lot of killing. Oh my God, a lot of killing.
So if you had to go run against that field, what's your play?
Yeah, no. I'm doing what a Jaguar Paw would do. There's no way I'm doing what you're thinking about doing.
What am I thinking about doing?
Are you thinking about laying in those dead bodies? And
No.
trying to
I'm
hide?
talking about on the field, not afterward. You got to. I'm talking about how are you getting to the cornfield? How are you getting back to the jungle?
I'm doing zigzags, but
More jukes.
yeah, way more jukes, way more pauses. I'm gonna like stop when I'm running and like turn back and see where everything's fine. And I get that might be risky.
Just backpedal with zigzag
Yeah.
backpedal. Just football
Yeah.
drills.
I will take my time.
No, what I'm doing
I had
is
some dance moves.
fuck the rules. I'm going to the side, jumping over the wall. See ya.
If you're fast enough.
Dude, fuck it. I'm not going to play your game. I'm going to go over the wall because then you kind of have a border and then they got to chase you after that.
No, I'm gonna get jiggy with it.
No, dude, fuck that. Fuck the chance.
The wall just see. I'd have to. Can we go back and look? Can we see how tall the wall was?
Easy to run up. It was slanted.
I gotta see it.
Bro, I'm climbing that shit easy.
No, you are not.
How no? I'm a jungle man, bro. Yeah. Over the wall immediately.
I mean, here's the thing. In reality, you're not actually getting away.
I am. No, I am.
No, because all these
I
guys.
don't think you understand how fast I am.
I'm faster than you.
No, you're not.
Proven on camera
When?
multiple times
That's definitely not true.
for Boys Trip. Yeah.
No, I beat you.
No, you didn't. Not even close.
That's because I put a governor on my sprint.
So did you beat me, or was there a governor put on your sprint?
Governor on my sprint. I was holding back to make sure we were even because I didn't want to make you feel bad and I wanted to make it look good. Boy Strip is a short coming out, so you'll see the wheels I got on me.
Yeah, and you'll see that jet engine I got behind me. No, because here's the thing: all those guys that are throwing the stones and the bows and arrows and the spears, I mean, not the spheres.
You're not fast.
They aren't just this little line that they're behind. They can run past that at any given moment that they want. So, like, you don't actually get away. They're just having fun. So if you get through that dusty little cornfield, they're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, he did pretty good. Let's go get him." So you can run up those walls, and even if you made it over those walls, they're still gonna come get you.
Now the problem is with the wall strategy is that it is going to be slower, so they could spear you.
Right, that's when they really get you. I'm
talking about off the jump, like going around the wall before even. I'm not even gonna touch the sand. Run sideways. See you.
I'm just gonna run past them.
I'm pushing the guy behind me into the crowd and just run into the side.
Yeah, I'm gonna run. Yeah, I'd do that and just start. Yeah, I'd go. You know what? That's what I would do. I would just run backwards, get lost in the crowd,
Oh yeah.
and I would start screaming.
Well, you're blue.
I don't care. I just start screaming. I didn't volunteer for shit.
Yeah.
I didn't volunteer for fucking shit.
I'm cursed. I'm cursed.
Yeah. I would. Now that I'm really thinking about it, I would just cause chaos. I would run back to the pyramid. I'd run up the pyramid.
Back to the people.
Yeah,
I'm royalty, guys.
Yeah,
The eclipse happened because of me.
I would take the throne. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you'd be like, I'm holy. Do you not see the
Yeah.
sky?
You doubt me?
I literally blacked out the sun.
Here's a prediction. Here's something that's about to happen. There's about to be a tribe full of men that are trying to kill me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait. There they are. Now, as your God, you kill them.
Yeah.
No, I would not play any games with these people.
No, hard pass. Running directly to the side. get out of there. You know what we should do for their whole running dispute? We should do like next episode or something when you back in full spirit.
Yeah.
We film like a little mini insert of us racing
I'd love to.
settle the dispute fair and square.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm much faster than you.
Much faster? No. First of all, you're not. But if you were, it would be a sliver. It would be, you have to put in slow motion to prove the fact that you beat me.
Okay.
The only way you beat me is with those little head trick that they do in the Olympics with the head
You
over
can
the
do
over the
that.
finish
You
line.
can do that too.
I won't have to because I'm going to be gaps in front of you.
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
I'm gonna be like 4 body lengths ahead of you.
This is wild, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Let me get to full recovery.
See, I have long legs, dude.
I don't care. They're slow long legs. You're
Cool.
you're like one of those, you're like fucking.
See, you're not fast. You can't even think straight.
I'm dying over here, man.
All right.
No, that Egyptian, the Mayan shot, all real. Apparently that was like over 700 people in that crowd, which is nuts
Damn.
because that's 700 plus extras. Each extra has to get the makeup, costume. That
Big ass
puts
production.
big chunk of money into that department of makeup and wardrobe. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, even because like with the wardrobe, because the movie's such like a simple plot. It's a very simple story. Clearly, you're able to tell so much visually. So once you watch the Zero Wolf walk into frame for the first time, just by his wardrobe, you're like, oh, this guy's evil. And this guy's the real deal.
Yeah, he's got the skeletons and the X's like on his arms.
You're like, if I had a guess, I bet his name is Zero Wolf. So you see that just visually because everybody else looks so simple. It's just like, all you see is their butt cheeks and some nip slips.
Couple nip slips. Yeah, no cocker balls though.
You were really bummed about the no cock and balls.
I got over it.
The butt cheeks made up for the lack of cock and balls.
Don't forget, this is an advanced society. This is essentially how we dress up in today's society. If I were to like walk into a downtown New York City or a downtown LA, Miami, something like that.
Austin.
Hell, even Austin. Yeah, I was going to say, you see stuff like this. You definitely see guys with really tight booty shorts on,
Yep.
And you definitely see naked women.
Yep.
Um,
Screaming from the rooftops.
So this really, they did a pretty good job portraying where we are right now
What do you mean?
as a society. We're pretty much right there, man. We're definitely at the end.
Shit's collapsing.
Yeah.
When you go back to the forest.
Yeah. The fact that we have people listening to this podcast, like a decent amount of people, shit's about to end. Like we're nearing the end.
Listen to us argue about who's faster for 5 minutes.
Yeah. But yeah.
I just can't get it because when I watched it recently, I've seen it before, but I rewatched it again a few days ago before we did it today for the pod. And what just really got me was like, again, that scene whenever Blunted has seen his wife get dragged away and seen her fight and not be able to do anything. Because what makes that scene more brutal is that while they're tied up, Jaguar Paw wakes up, so you're not really sure where you're at, what's happening, but you hear Blunted screaming in the background. But you just assume it's people just screaming because everybody's in a panic mode because they're captured. But then it cuts and you see what Blunted's actually watching. So it's even worse. So you hear his screams, not sure what it is, and then you realize what it is because if you think about it, how long has he been screaming for? Like, how long has this been going on? How long has he had to sit there and watch this?
Yeah.
So it's way more brutal knowing that you jump into the middle of him screaming.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, how long has this been going on? How long has he had to sit there and just watch his wife be helplessly attacked?
Yeah.
And then he's worried about if she's going to go to heaven or not.
Yeah.
Because Mel Gibson was talking about, he like studied their religion, like what they believe, and like actually read some of their Bibles, I think, or
Yeah, I was gonna ask like what is that all on? But
it's whatever that area believed religiously was.
yeah, well, because that was like a argument that was had in this movie, and you can't just throw something like that in there.
Yeah, and
like
because you hear you can tell how respected Jaguar Paw is among the people because obviously Blunted is he's arguing or not necessarily arguing, but like challenging everybody else's thoughts about what's going to happen to her, saying like she's going to go to the afterlife. She's like, yes, but she stopped screaming, and the gods don't look kindly on the weakness right before death.
Mm.
So he's just worried about that because he cares about her. He's like, I don't want her to be in hell because she gave up at the very last minute.
She failed, yeah.
And so like Mel Gibson was talking about how brutal their religion was, but you see how respected Jaguar Paw is because he tells him she's going to be, in the great force or whatever they said. He said she could pretty much go to heaven.
Yeah.
And that's whenever he stops. He doesn't believe it, but he stops arguing about it. He's like, okay, Jaguar Paw said it. I don't believe him, but he's where the buck stops. So I can't really push past what he says. He's the leader.
Well, not necessarily. Because, he doesn't just stop. He says, I'm going to find out.
Yeah.
Like, I have to go make sure.
I'm going to go to hell to go make sure she's not there.
Yeah.
And I'll happily endure the torments of hell if she's not there.
Yeah. Yeah, and he means that shit.
Yeah. So like Mel Gibson was talking about how their religion is it was a very dark belief because that's a very dark belief. If you get raped and in the last moment you give in because you have to let it stop or they overtake you, then you aren't strong.
Yeah.
So brutal belief system to live by. But if you're living in the forest, you're going to be strong through the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also love the symbolism of Jaguar Paw because he gets chased by a jaguar, uses the jaguar in a sense to attack the evil tribe that's chasing him. But whenever he does run away, he falls in that pit of mud, like the quicksand type mud, and he crawls out of it like a jaguar. He's all black. Now he's like a part of the forest. That's when he says, I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
This is my forest. And, I know exactly what to do. And so, you watch him like basically become a jaguar in the forest where jaguars live in the forest. Like that's where he is. That's who he is. So he just lives up to his name by being all black. And you see him even crawling in some scenes, just like a jaguar. His eyes are fierce like the jaguar's was. Just cool symbolism tying him back to that jaguar. What's also kind of cool is that whenever you do see the jaguar for the first time, whenever Jaguar Paws in that tree and that jaguar's screaming at him, you can tell the jaguar is looking above him. So they're probably dangling some meat or something right above the jaguar. Because he's like, the jaguar's not looking directly at Jaguar Paw. You can just tell.
Yeah.
It's like looking a little bit above. So you can tell the animal wranglers are probably dangling something there. He's like, trying to get it.
Wait, that was a real jaguar.
I think so.
That was definitely a real jaguar.
It didn't look. I feel like you could tell when it's fake.
Well,
like that.
when they're beating the shit out of it.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's not real. But you can't kill the jaguar or in the forest. It's sacred. That's where their demise goes.
Yeah, I love that. All that sacrifice BS. Like that's really when it went out the window. You could tell that these guys don't even know what they're fighting for. They don't even know why they're killing because they speak of all of these bad omens, especially with what the little girl tells them, her saying, like, I know how you're going to die. It's going to be because of the man that runs with the jaguar. You'll see day be like night. She gives them all the prophecies. And then they kill the jaguar, which is just no bueno. You never do that. Then two of the guys just start saying, this is bad. Like we whatever we are doing is wrong. We're headed in the wrong direction. Whether that means society is fucked, we don't know. But as far as like our little group, this clearly isn't the right thing to do. And then the leader, the chief, just says, no, you're wrong. And it's like, why? Why am I wrong?
Yeah.
Like nothing is going according to plan right now. Things are bad. Like even that big city we go back to is falling apart.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah. And so there's just no clear reason for what they're doing. Like at this point, they're just into the killing because they kind of maybe like it. Maybe there's just nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about this little
evil tribe.
Yeah, this little evil tribe in particular. Like at this point, they probably are just...
They just hunt humans.
Yeah, they're looking up. And that like kind of goes back to the beginning of the movie when Jaguar Paws tribe, they kill the pig or whatever animal that is. It's not really a pig. It's called something else and it's like about to be extinct now. Anyways, so it gets caught in the trap and it's still alive. But that tribe immediately kills it and puts it out of its misery. Then, after that, they use everything that they can with that animal.
And they even let it down gently onto the ground. Like they don't throw it off the thing. They like all hold it together and like, they don't like gently drop it down, but they like are respectful with it. They don't just lob the body on the ground. They all set it down.
Yeah, but then they use every single thing that they can for food or for just everything like has a purpose.
Yeah.
Then you go to this evil tribe that's working for the big bad city.
Yeah.
They are hunting humans, and then they don't even treat the humans with any type of decency. Like, literally, I mean, they make a guy that shouldn't even be a prisoner, all things considered.
Yeah.
It's not even good for the evil tribe to let this man be a prisoner. Like, just kill him. He's not even really worthy of being a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Like, if that's the code of honor, if like there's a certain expectation, like this guy is stabbed.
Yeah.
He's clearly not going to make it. He's going to bleed out. He shouldn't even be a prisoner, but they make him do it anyways because it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just showing that like they play with their food.
And even you see their true nature after they do attack and they're walking into the Mayan city and they meet that little girl. You see the little girl who's scared. Her mom's dead. She's sick. She's dying and she doesn't know what to do. And she kind of is walking toward one of the guys to like get a hug or can you hold me, please, something. And you see like one of the guys, you know, kind of go to her and you're like, oh, does he have like some empathy where he's going to even sacrifice himself to help this little girl because he feels bad? Nope. Just stick to the chest. Like, get the fuck back.
Dude.
So you see their true nature where like there's little girls helpless and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So they're not getting sick. Yeah, fair. You can't get that sickness. There's no cure for it. I mean,
talk about a bad omen.
Yeah.
Not helping children, sick children.
Yeah. At least have her
that's homeless with a dead. That's an orphan.
Keep her 6 feet away and just take her to the doctor.
Yeah. Fuck the Jaguar. That's got to be like the worst omen of all time. And guess what? They get that like. He pokes her with the stick, and she goes Avatar: The Last Airbender on him. I mean, I'm talking like the light behind her, like that shot.
Her eyes get super white. All the redness from her eyes gets whited out. So you see her; she's been just like avatared.
Yeah, but then like they have some type of glare behind her, and it's just like, and the color, the whole frame just changes, and she's just looking right at him. And just starts spewing
the prophecy.
It just God going right through her.
Yep.
How did nobody just think, hey, what the fuck was that?
How did a little girl talk like that?
Yeah.
How does she even know those words?
Yeah. But no, they're in control. Everything's going well for them.
They're too prideful.
And, they're just killing because they're bored. That's the thing that now that I'm really thinking about it, kind of pisses me off. What are these guys getting in return for this?
Revenge.
What do you mean, revenge?
Like they're going to kill. Oh, you're saying the sacrificing?
Just in general, like them ravaging these towns and finding the sacrifices. Like they clearly, there's no way they can believe in it now that I'm really thinking about it, because the rest of that city believes all of these guys are volunteers.
They probably don't. They're,
No, that's what the head guy says.
But he's just
these
saying
soldiers
that.
have the head guy.
Okay.
On top of the pyramid is telling the people, hey, all of these guys that we're about to sacrifice volunteered to do this.
Yeah.
So the evil tribe knows that that's not true. So what's their payment? What do they get out of all of this? I don't see anything.
Cool knives. That means everything to them. I mean, the son was so happy when his father gave him the knife. He's like, holy fuck, you're giving me that knife?
God, this is going to be great for killing more children.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, fuck it. And I don't know how historically accurate any of this is.
Who cares?
To the Mayan society.
Who cares? Good movie.
It does make for a good movie. It shows evil losing.
It's somewhat truthful. I mean, we know that they did the Mayan temple shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Mayan temple
sacrificed.
shit. It's just, yeah, I mean, I like that what I saw for the idea of this movie getting made was that Mel Gibson was like, I just wanted to show somebody being chased by bad guys. And then all of a sudden, here comes Christopher Columbus landing in on the Americas.
Yeah, I don't think I finished the point about the end of civilization, because obviously the Mayans are ending, but also Jaguar Paws' life is also ending, because obviously the ships landed and they're going to take over that land.
Yeah.
And so it's like the end of civilization for the Mayans and for Jaguar Paws, a way of living. That whole area is getting a whole new civilization. Like their civilization's gonna die because of these conquistadors. Christopher Columbus came in and fucked shit up.
Yeah. Did Christopher Columbus and those guys, did they know how to ride horses? Were they riding horses back where they came from?
I think
Back in
so.
Spain?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I mean, I think that was because these guys did not ride horses.
Nope.
No, they're just running through that
They're in the
jungle.
jungle though. I'm not sure there's horses in the jungle.
Yeah, I'm just saying if he ended up like somehow getting that far
Yeah.
up there and like saw a horse, he'd be mind blown and
Yeah.
would have no idea that, you know, some people know that they can ride that.
Yeah. All right. What do you rate it?
What do I rate?
We did. I forgot to get our new rating system. Had the whiteboards and everything for us, but we got to deploy that next episode.
I will say I thought on the first watch, I thought it was I thought it was too shaky. I was wrong. Because on the second watch, it was like perfect.
Mm.
Like the shots were, this is a crazy Mel Gibson running around
Yeah.
all the time.
Because we were saying about
movie.
chase. Mel Gibson said originally he just wanted to make a chase movie, but
Yeah.
on foot. And then he came up with this story.
Yeah.
It's like it wasn't the story first. He just wanted to make a chase movie.
Yeah. So Mel Gibson's just got that down
Yeah.
when it comes to making those types of movies. I mean, this is Mad Max we're talking about. Dude loves to be chased.
Yeah.
So really, I mean, I would just say, yeah, the way this movie looked, everything. I want to give it a solid 9.
There we go. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoyability. Last enjoyability rating. Last star rating.
4.5. This is a good movie. I like this movie. I wasn't mad that I had to watch this movie twice in 1 week.
Yeah.
Like I was looking forward to it the second time.
What do you want better to make it a 5? What 0.5 do you want better?
I guess kind of I would like to know what was in it for the evil tribe besides the weapons.
Besides evil.
Yeah, I mean, there's, yeah. But I do like seeing that, like, it's very well known that this evil society in the movie world, not talking about historically, just saying what Mel Gibson built in this world, seeing how this evil society is clearly on the collapse.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that message a lot.
It's cool. I'm gonna go 9.5. I mean, I love a good fight scene, and there's so many good ones in here.
Yeah.
And I love when a fight scene, when you want, like, the amount of hell they put Jaguar Paw through, and then to see him finally get to fight back after all the brutality of being helpless. And then when he does get the opportunity to fight back, the blows are brutal.
Yeah.
When he kills Middle Eye, he fucking kills him. I mean, those hits are insane how they edit those together.
I love the choice of not making it some long drawn out fight, because it's clear from the beginning that Jaguar Paw is much better of a fighter than Middle Eye. And so that's why you're just so annoyed throughout the whole movie that Middle Eye has the advantage.
Yeah.
When you know he should be dead.
Yeah, Jaguar Paw was about to kill him.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally had the knife to his neck. He already beat him.
He was going in. It was going in.
After he had the disadvantage, Jaguar Paw still was able to get on top.
Yeah.
After the guy grabbed him and had the knife on him, Jaguar Paw was able to maneuver it. So Jaguar Paw is clearly the stronger fighter, like you were saying.
And so I love the decision of it's not some drawn out fight.
Yeah.
But those 2 hits that he gets, it's 2 blows that he gives him to kill him.
Yeah.
Perfect. He hits him with that first one, and he's just squirting out blood out of the side. So you just know, like, oh my God, Jaguar is so strong.
He hits him so hard that they have to show it twice.
Yeah. That hilarious.
Yeah.
But so effective.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, you get the slow motion, and you're like, ooh, and Mel Gibson's like, but wait, here's in real time. Bah!
Yeah.
And then that second one, I love the slow-mo
to the speed
up.
And just boom.
I mean, that is just straight up showing power.
And I love the sound, like when he hits him, the sound effects are great. Even the sound effects, whenever that fearful tribe passes through, because it's such a high tension thing. She's like, who are these people? What is this? You're scared because you don't even know what this could possibly be. But the way they set the mood, there's like sirens in the background. Like it sounds like tornado sirens, because it's just like a warning of like, who is this? And the warning of like what's to come. So like the sound in this movie is great. The music is awesome. The drums make your heart pound as they're
Yeah.
getting chased and stuff. So it's great. So 9.5 and then 5 stars. I mean, I watch this movie anytime. If it's on, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'll never be like, I don't really feel like watching it.
Yeah, this movie, you know what? This movie was like perfect because it just reminds me of one of those movies that like if I would walk into a barber shop and somebody would just have this movie on
Yeah.
and I just tuned in from the middle, I would be hooked immediately.
It's one of those movies too where you don't really have to watch. It's great to watch the whole story. This isn't a takeaway, but like you could pop in anytime you want and watch it.
Yeah,
it's like
you could put together what's going on.
Yeah, it's a simple story, and so at
Yeah.
any point you can watch the scene and enjoy what's going on. You understand through the whole movie what the stakes are and how the dynamics work with the characters.
Yeah, no, I love this kind of movie. Like you walk into a buddy's house and he's just got this movie on. You're
Yeah.
just trying to chill for a few minutes. You're just like, what is this? He's like, dude, just watch. Like just watch like 2 minutes and you'll probably be into it.
There's literally never a slow scene.
Yeah, no, it's the pacing is great.
Yeah, I mean it's
Pacing's
action,
really
action,
good.
action, action.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a great movie. A
All
lot
right.
of fun.
Final thought.
I'm very, I'm gonna be very happy to go up into my bed and crawl under my first sheet and then my comforter, and then I'm gonna throw a blanket over all of it
Nice.
instead of sleeping in the jungle.
Yeah, yeah. So grateful to not live in this world. I mean, you are grateful for what we got here.
I am grateful. I'm grateful for iPhones and instant communication.
Yeah.
No lack or there. Like I love that if there's trouble 500 miles away, I get to hear about it immediately.
Yeah. My final thought is I'll be thinking of Jaguar Paws' resilience, how much he dug deep, his pure power when I beat you
Okay.
in that
Yep,
race.
I saw it coming. Okay. All right. Yeah. Next episode. When I get to 100%, because let it be known, I got sick because of you.
You don't know that. Let me put that on me.
I live with you.
You've been working with a lot of people.
You were sick for a week. I got sick because of you.
Well,
You-
sorry.
Yeah. No, it's springtime. Those allergies are whooping my ass. I'm going to go pop 2 NyQuil. Pass the fuck out.
Drink a glass of wine. Get really weird.
Start making human sacrifices.
Ooh.
Thank y'all for listening.
Yes. Comment below your thoughts on Apocalypto. Let us know what you think about it. Let us know if we miss anything. Curious on your thoughts on this classic if you have seen it.
Also, still really sorry about The Godfather 3.
I'm not. I feel like we did a good job letting everybody know why we thought it was shit.
Yeah.
Sorry to our one commenter who we ruined his favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, we've been going to war with him. Or he's been going to war with us.
Yeah.
We're just here.
He's been dropping nukes.
Yeah.
But we appreciate the feedback. I'm glad you at least have thought about your opinion. And you got an argument. I mean, it's hard to defend when you got an argument.
Yep.
I just disagree, which is okay. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. We'll see y'all next week. We are out.
Well, I've been working like a dog trying to buy my next meal. Seems all I do is drive. And when the boss man sends my next check in the mail, I'll have enough for closing time. And I've been cussing like a sailor since I ran out of weed. My tank is running dry, so I'll head on down to the railroad track and tell that man I need a ride. He says you're just in luck 'cause there's one more seat. There's just one more thing before you proceed. Just throw me a 5 and we'll call it a deal.